live your life. This is a new day to try to get right. This is a new day to get on track. Yeah, that's life in football. This is a new day to live your life. This is a new day to try to get right. This is a new day to get on track. Yeah, that's life in football. It's life in football. We are life in football.
You are now listening to the Life in Football podcast. Check out the new website, lifeinfootball.com.
Welcome to the Life in Football podcast, baby. I'm your host, Mike Fee.
And this your co-host, Colin Moore. You know we loving life and enjoying football.
Man, top-notch coaches all around the world. Top-notch coaches all around the world. Today, we ain't got just no coach, man. He used to ball out too now. Now, we got to give a little to him. He's Mr. Carlos Rolle Sr. And the thing about it, man, I actually played against this guy in high school. I don't know if he remember or not, but he used to play at Rickards Highschool in Tallahassee. I'm from Quincy. But he went on to play at FAMU. He played D-line at FAMU. He was part of a nice little decent squad they had over there. He handled business, played in that beautiful Florida Classic that they have here in the state of Florida for the HBCU with your FAMU against Bethune-Cookman. He got a son right now who doing his thing, who right here on this shirt, Baby Roll. And the thing what I love about it, man, he coaching at Rickards too, which is his alma mater, y'all. So just think about it. He played at Rickards. Now he coaching, and I think he teaching out there too.
Absolutely, right? History teacher there.
Just look at that, full circle, man. So kids, this is why you got to be mindful what you doing when you young, because you never know how things are going to turn around or who you going to run back into, later on in life. And I just love everything I see him doing. He got his voice a little, gone a little bit. He been out there coaching. And the thing I love about that, he got a name on Instagram, Big Hit Lotto. And right. And see, the team he played with at Rickards was consistent with big time ballers. Back in the day they had George Murray and them. Then with his class, William Gay, Kobe Smith, A. White. These boys certified out there, man. And I just gotta say, I appreciate everything he doing. He keeping that tradition going over there. He went from the Redskin to the Raiders. That's what they used to be called, the Rickards Redskin. He was part of that tradition, that transition too. But without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and let Simo bring him on.
How you doing, Coach?
I'm all right. How about yourself?
Good, man.
I appreciate y'all, man.
I gotta get to it because you say you teaching history.
Yes, sir.
Now my history teachers was boring. I'm talking about you sitting in history like, God, dog, man. But I already know you ain't like that.
Nah, not at all.
And then on top of that, how you already knew when did you know you wanted to teach? Because I tell players some of the teaching is a nice spot to be. Yeah. And also PE one of the top spots to be, especially if you like being outside like that and like playing. But yeah, when you knew you wanted to be a teacher, man?
You want to get into it?
Yeah, I got the head.
It's a story. So honestly, I'm here by the grace of God. Mm-hmm. I had no idea I was going to be a teacher. Mm-hmm. I didn't go to school to be a teacher. That was nothing I ever thought about doing. Right. In fact, history was the worst subject in high school I hated history. Yeah. And so to be here in the position that I am, I know that is, truly God. I started off coaching as a PE coach, actually. And my teaching, I was actually out in Gaston County teaching, a PE teacher there. And what happened there is they needed more teachers in the classroom. Mm-hmm. And being that I have my certification, I was able to go from PE to the classroom because they needed teachers. And so I let them know, hey, I'm here because I enjoy, the PE aspect of the teaching. Right. If you guys put me in the classroom, I'm gonna go home. Yeah. I'm gonna end up going home. And so, right. And so when they did that, that's what I did. I ended up reaching out to Rickards, and long story short, I'm a history teacher. So that wasn't the plan at all. I got into the field just you know, just trying to help out as far as PE was concerned, you know, keep kids in shape, you know, fighting kids, obesity, things of that nature, you know, just wanted to have them healthy. And like I said, by the grace of God, it happened that way. So, you know, that's why I am where I am now. And so, you know, I'm grateful, you know, to be a history teacher. The kids are very receptive to the things that I'm putting out. You know, they engage when I teach. You know, I have a buddy of mine that's a history major. You know, I go to him, you know, to ask for information. So I'm on point with what I'm absolutely, absolutely, you know. So, you know, I'm grateful, man. I'm grateful.
Now we got the shirt.
Yeah, that's my boy. That's my son.
And he looking clean and fly on there.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And you coaching
sir.
at the school. How does it feel to just, I know you done been with him probably through Little League and watching him ball. You probably coached with him through Little League, but now to coach him at the high school level, how did that feel?
Well, that's the reason I'm coaching. He's the reason I'm coaching. That's why I had the shirt. When he first started playing football, he was 5 years old.
You forced him or you asked?
No. So he grew up with a football.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a force type thing. He was just, hey, I'm ready now. Yeah. Y'all want to play some ball. At 5, you know, he just kept running into stuff. We played in the living room, on the floor. Yeah, he just, it's time to get him into it. And so, no, I definitely didn't force him. I lived my life. You know, I wasn't trying to live through him. I did it, you know. Like you said, went to high school, went to college. I did everything. So it wasn't about forcing them. It was just the fact that I didn't want anybody coaching them at that young age. I wanted to be able to give them the game correctly. Right. And so, you know, that's my baby. You know, I wanted to make sure, you know, he being led the correct way. And so, you know, that's how I got into coaching at 5. When he was 5, I was coaching in Pop Warner. Fast forward, I took a few years off. Once I felt like he received the game, took a few years off from coaching him. And then, you know, turned him over to some other guys, some other coaches, so he was able to, you know, get the aspect from someone else. And got back into high school, and you know, it was just like, Dad, we have an opportunity to do it again. Yeah. And, you know, this was his conversation to me. And so I was like, wow, you know, I was kind of like thinking, you know how it is, kids with their parents, they don't really want to, you know, they get tired of him. I was thinking, you know, he get aggravated, but he was like, we got a chance to do it again. And so, you know, got to the opportunity to coach him in high school. He's on JV right now, coach varsity. Still get to have a little input with him, but you know, it's a true blessing. You know, he's the reason I'm where I am as far as teaching, as far as coaching. You know, it's all because of my son, you know, and the grace of God, of course. And so, you know, that's my guy, man. That's my guy. So to be able to coach him, you know, it's a blessing. And it means a lot to me because I had opportunities to go elsewhere this year, to leave Rickards, you know, I had opportunities to go coach somewhere else. And I presented it to my son because he mentioned, you know, Dad, you know, we have an opportunity to coach again. So I presented it to him like, look, you know, if I go to these places, are you willing to come? And so he mentioned, he was like, well, Dad, I'll come if you want me to. He said, but I'd rather stay at Rickards and, you know, play with my friends and stuff. Yeah. So I knew I wasn't going nowhere. Yeah, locked in. Yeah, I'm locked in, you know, because this is what he wants. So we locked in. And so, you know, the decisions that I try to make, you know, I based off, you know, God and my son, you know, and so I'm truly grateful. Absolutely.
Man, Mr. Rolle here, man, he a Southside legend, man. And I just got to give it up to he don't know, I met him a long time ago. We were little boys. They used to have a camp at Rickards back in the day called a High Five Camp. Basketball camp. And my mom, and then see my mama, well, everybody know when you in Quincy, majority of your people working in Tallahassee, then you going to have family over here too. Absolutely. So my mama ended up coming, bringing me to the High Five basketball camp. And that's why I first said, matter of fact, we were like on the same little age group and / team or whatever. And from that day on, when I further went on to high school, I remember I seen him we were getting ready to play Rickards. And they warming up, he took his helmet off. I was like, oh, that look just like that man. Well, he was the man, he was like, oh boy, when we were younger, you know. So the more and more I kept looking like, oh, that is him. So, you know, just how it was for you growing up, and kind of talk about that, how it was for you growing up, and who helped you to become the person that you are today.
Oh, without a doubt. Well, like you said, from the south side of Tallahassee, Appalachian Ridge, grew up there, that's my stomping ground, just the parenting, my mom, my stepfather, these are great influences in my life. My grandparents, my uncles, I had a family that was, supportive of everything that we've done, me and the rest of my brothers. And so, just being from the south side, I had to have some type of guidance because, it's easy to go left or right. And so to stay focused, I had my friends as well from the neighborhoods that let me know, hey, you got something going for yourself. Stay positive, stay on the right track. So, the old notion of it takes a village, that's a true statement there. So, it was just my surrounding environment, the south side, Appalachian Ridge, it was because of them that, I'm in the position that I am today. And I'm truly, truly grateful. And that's why, being at Rickards means so much to me. I ran those hallways, my partners ran those hallways, that's the south side. I played in the blue and gold. And so, like you said, to be able to be in the same community that, gave me the push, to try to give these same kids from my community the same push that I received is just tremendous. It's a blessing and I'm grateful. So, I give my upbringings to the south side. They try to strike us out, say we're not gonna make it, but I'm 2 degrees in, and that's
2 degrees.
Yeah, I'm 2 degrees in, and that's not including my high school diploma. You see what I'm saying? So I'm truly grateful of my side of town. I love it. I wouldn't be where I am without them, and so that's. What it is, that's my molding, my family, the city, the community, and of course, God. It can't be here without that.
Coach, I sure appreciate everything you just shared, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what y'all gotta, if you're not from this area, back in the day, see, I played at Shanks. Shanks and Rickards High School, man, we always battled, and before I say what I'm gonna say, I ain't trying to talk down on the schools or nothing. Yeah. But everybody know how it used to be back in the day. They considered us too like hood school. Right, absolutely. But it was almost like it was called a soul bowl.
It's still called that. We got it this week coming up, as a matter of fact.
And just playing at Shanks back then. I remember it don't matter what we played Rickards in, the house was gonna be packed.
Absolutely.
It was gonna be packed every time we played Rickards. And I remember my senior year, Rickards came to Shanks, we played them. And I remember the first play, I was so busy looking at the crowd and the stand. My coach telling me, hey, watch Kobe, dude. Watch Kobe.
Lock in.
Yeah. My coach telling me, but you so hyped up and they messing around. I done blitzed. I done just ran in there. And I never forget, they threw a little dunk to him on the sideline, and he took off to the end zone, touchdown, first play of the game.
Oh, that Kobe was something else.
Yeah. And I was so forward trying to run in there and make a play, called a crowd. It was packed. It jammed the band.
You want to shine. They got shine on.
In the city.
The band jamming, they rocking. And I just want you to speak on that a little bit. Like back in the day.
Did y'all lose?
No, we won't. But
they gotta say senior year.
They beat us that year before. But a lot of people, they look at other areas and other schools, especially now, with all the YouTube stuff, and they look at IMG and all the schools, and they think, oh man, I wouldn't mind being at school. But they don't know, like Ryan Hill back then, he used to be Ernest Sim was the #1 recruit in the nation. Coming right out of Tallahassee.
Ernie, you had Cromartie, Kobe Smith, that's my boy Will, that's my boy, those my brothers, that's my son, those my son's godfather. So we close, but like you said, the city was packed with talent. Coming out of Change, it was yourself. I remember Dakota Fad, all them boys, so it was Sam McGrew, all them boys, the city was lit, with talent, and everybody had an opportunity to go to the league, everybody did, so, now just coming up in those times, like the atmosphere, it was second to none. You had your Texas, you had your Georgias, but you can't sleep on North Florida. The city shut down just like those other states for their football towns. Oh yeah, absolutely. And so the atmosphere that we played in, man, it was great, man. I remember going out there to Corey Field, man, that big old 69 in the middle of the field, man. I remember going out there, man, and just playing against y'all in that atmosphere. It was almost like a home away from home, if you will, because like you said, it's right there, So guess what? Everybody coming is right there. Yeah, it's right there. So everybody coming in, and it made those type of games, oh man, because like you said, it's the school from the South Side and then the school from Quincy Chase, and so they had the Turn Hood School or the Soul Bowl, and so it wasn't nothing but love. It was really like a big family reunion, and so it was just, man, and you had the opportunity to watch some good football, and it was great talent, and it still is great talent in the Big Bend. It was great talent then, and so just to be a part of that, man, like I said, it's a blessing. I couldn't have chose a better era to grow up in, to be a part of, and so I'm grateful for it, to have guys like yourself and the rest of the fellas that we played with and grew up with, because we all doing something positive. Right. The majority of the numbers is, it's something positive. Hey, come on, you can't be mad at that. Come on, everybody may not have, made it to the NFL, but it's bigger than that. And y'all, come on, you hear me? And so, just to be a part of that and to know that, hey, we cemented some type of, blueprint for these kids, we giving them a option or understanding that, hey, you don't always have to, do this, go this lane, because we know what the computers and what the TVs portray, but hey, man, it's love and grind. Come on, you can be successful. Come on, it can be a grind and you can still have a good life. I don't have any complaints. God is good to me. You see what I'm saying? So, to come back and sit here and to talk with you guys, man, that's a blessing. You got some people that can't go back and talk to nobody because, situations of life paths that they chose. Right. And so, I'm grateful for the era that we grew up in. I'm grateful for the people I grew up around. It was on point. It was on point. It made us some good guys, man, which later, makes us good fathers, good leaders, because, we have to mold the next generation. Right. Without us, the next generation, might be, in trouble. So, I'm grateful for this, and, I am, man. Y'all doing a great thing. Y'all really are.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Man, I got to give a shout out to Coach Rolle for coming through.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I thank him for everything he doing. Absolutely. And, man, it was a special time back then, just being around and seeing a lot of the things that we saw. They had a guy on their team that my junior year, and name was Michael Fisher. A lot of people might not know, but Mike Fisher was a legend, man. I'm talking about right.
Yeah, come on, everybody know.
Yeah. Like I don't think a lot of people wanna, shine a light, but he was really a pillar, man. Like one of the best I ever seen running that football, man. And some of his people from Quincy, I know, and that dynamic. And I love what Coach said. Even when we played them, it was like a family atmosphere. Like a lot of people, they used to talk bad about it like it was fighting and stuff, but it wasn't. Yeah. Like it was just love, man. Like even Kobe Smith, his mama Miss Smith, she was one of my teachers. She used to teach in Quincy. Thomas, yeah, and Miss Thomas, her son played DB. I can't remember his name. What his name was? He played DB. He was number 20 for Rick.
You talking about Venus Gilliam?
Gilliam.
Yeah, Venus Gilliam.
Yeah, his mama, Miss Thomas, she was one of my teachers in Quincy too. So, that right there, that was kind of the dynamic of the family atmosphere that we talking about. That, you had people, so everybody gonna come. So, because you had different people with different relations. Now, I had a year teaching in Quincy, but they kids playing in Tallahassee. We had another one out there. I can't even remember. Oh, Miss Rackley. Miss Rackley used to teach in Quincy. And her son,
Now, were they
Rackley.
teaching high school, middle school, or elementary?
No, they were teaching middle school back then.
Okay.
All three of them.
I was
one
thinking
more.
now if they was teaching high school, they might have brought them.
Nah, but it was one
middle
more.
school.
I mean, that's just how it was back then, though. You know, and I mean, cause a lot of time in Quincy, it was struggling. You know, time to get teachers, and we sure appreciated them teachers cause they care about us. You know, some people, you know, in them areas when you got some of the kids bad, and you gotta look at it, man. Some of them kids living in hard situations. You know, so. Everybody ain't blessed with a silver spoon, you know. So
and the piggyback, not to cut you off, but to piggyback on what you said, you know, that's my stomping ground, Gaston County. That's why I started teaching. You know, I was in Havana teaching. Yeah, I taught at Havana Magnet, you know, for 5 years prior to getting to Rickards. And so I understand where you're coming from. Just to, you know, I poured my soul into that community. Yeah. You know, just off the strength of, like you say, you know, I feel like they were growing up the same way we grew up. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, we gotta give that love. You know, it was and I was coming from Tallahassee to Gaston County, but it was on the strength of, hey, you know, this is all out of love, you know. And so, man, I'm commending you on what you're saying as far as that's the truth. You know, you had the teachers that, you know, leave Leon County to come to Gaston just to help out in love. And so, you know, I was one of those. And so you're absolutely right. You know, the parents and the teachers, it's all love, you know, and pouring into the community. That's all it's about, you know, man. And so, man, that's big. That's absolutely true.
Right, and I just want to give one last shout out to all the Rickards Raiders out there, all the Rickards Redskins, all y'all, man. It's just love, and I just appreciate the time I had today with Coach Rolle, the Rickards Raider legend, big lotto hit.
And don't forget the history teacher,
yes, sir.
Mr. Rolle.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's what they know. I'm Mr. Rolle in the classroom, Coach Los on the field. Yeah.
So, man, I'm gonna end the podcast how I always end it. Keep your head up and not down, or else you'll fall to the ground. It's a Life in Football podcast. Catch you next time.